Do you want to see the real strength and power of future weapons? Then check out the brand new Panther KF51. This thing even looks like a deadly hunk of steel the very first time you see it. In its latest upgrade, the KF51 was fitted with a cannon as powerful as a railgun. It easily punches through concrete walls. It also has 3 types of unique armor for protection against missiles, lasers, and even electromagnetic storms. This is only a small portion of the features that will soon be of great use to the Ukrainian military, because the KF51 may be arriving in the next aid package.
There's no tank out there that is more lethal, more maneuverable, more ability to provide shock effect on the battlefield.
I'm sure you'd like to hear more about the new Panther, and I'm about to tell you everything. But in the meantime, please subscribe to our channel. We'd really appreciate it. After a successful demonstration of the latest Panther at Eurosatory International Arms Exhibition, military personnel became fascinated with the KF51 because Rheinmetall had created something truly unique. The first version of this tank was equipped with a standard 120 caliber gun and had quite respectable stats. But the developers knew that their invention needed to surpass any existing tank. So they upgraded the Panther KF51 and gave it truly exceptional capabilities. One of the main goals of the modification was to increase its power and accuracy when firing. However, simply increasing the caliber would have been too simple. So the decision was made to include electromagnetic cannon technology. A reduced version of a railgun adapted for a tank is probably the deadliest modern weapon ever to be mounted on tracks. A single shot from one of these electromagnetic rifles can pierce through a dozen steel plates and disintegrate entire walls of structures. The gun's defining feature is a projectile that can reach speeds of 2.5 miles per second, and its strike range is now up to 37 miles. Just imagine, in the blink of an eye, this projectile can fly from one end of your city to the other.
Everybody was very excited by that ability.
In theory, the range could be 3 times farther, but the longer the projectile flies, the less impact it has, and that's a critical factor for effectiveness. That's because a railgun doesn't use typical shells with explosive ordnance, but special titanium rods that destroy the enemy with speed alone. With a gun like this, the latest version of the KF51 will become the sniper of tanks, and its adversaries won't be able to do a thing about it.
Precision is the highest requirement that we have to meet when we make something like that.
Moreover, the railgun isn't the only weapon it has. I think every tank operator would love to be able to destroy every enemy within a 6-mile radius with the press of a button. And yes, the Panther can do that too. When the launch button is pushed, a swarm of 8 self-guided kamikaze drones take off into the sky. Each drone weighs about 90 pounds, about the same as a standard tank shell. So what makes them special? Well, these little beasties can deploy their wings, select targets from far away, climb to an altitude of half a mile, and dive straight down on the enemy's head. Needless to say, a 110-pound explosive falling on the roof spells doom for any armored vehicle. The tank also has a reconnaissance drone that can monitor dozens of miles around it with highly accurate sensors. It hovers at an altitude of about 4 miles and transmits all data to the Panther's onboard computer. Rheinmetall immediately stated that their product should become a completely new and rethought tool capable of both destroying the enemy and conducting reconnaissance. And of course, what would a tank be without armor? Well, the Panther has taken this aspect to perfection. The manufacturer also claims that the new tank has 3 types of armor and can withstand anything. The first of these is a reactive armor system. It's located on the sides of the tank and contains dozens of small reactive shells. They weigh no more than 20 pounds and have a flight range of only about half a mile. That may not seem like much, but each of the shells flies at supersonic speeds and explodes incoming missiles. Let us remind you that just one anti-tank missile can cost up to $1.5 million, while reactive armor shells only cost $45,000. Effective and economical. However, some enemy rounds may still hit the tank, and they'll have to pierce through its unique graphene armor, which is significantly stronger than metal and also allows the tank's weight to be reduced by several tons.
So that's one of the many things that make the tank amazing, is the ability to move as much mass as it has.
But what if the enemy doesn't use ordinary projectiles, but something like lasers, for example? Not to worry, because the KF51 has a laser beam absorption system, so the tank won't even bat an eye at such attacks.
That is a fundamental change for laser weapon systems, which here to date have been prototypes.
Did you think that was all? Wrong. The Panther can continue to operate during a nuclear strike, chemical attack, and even electromagnetic storms. A current leading trend in tank development is automation and autonomy, which includes artificial intelligence, sensors, and cameras for improved visibility, as well as autonomous control systems that allow the tank to make decisions and perform tasks on its own. It's precisely these systems that have made the new KF51 a true unmanned vehicle controlled by artificial intelligence.
There's 1.4 million lines of code on this tank.
It doesn't need a commander, it can find the enemy on its own, engage it in combat, and emerge victorious. This is already enough to call this tank one of the best in the world, but are there any worthy allies for the KF51? The answer is yes. The updated version of the legendary Abrams, as well as Challenger 3, are truly worthy of working with the Panther. The Abrams X is very similar to the KF51, but differs in its selection of weapons. Instead of a heavy railgun, the tank has been fitted with a lightweight but incredibly powerful 300-kilowatt laser gun. A single shot with its precise penetrating beam can melt any piece of equipment in a matter of seconds, and it can do so from 9 miles away. Moreover, the hit's instantaneous, leaving the enemy no chance of dodging it.
We have the opportunity to fire high-energy lasers and go against targets.
All it needs now are some defense systems similar to those installed on the Panther, but the Abrams X even has a trump card because it's equipped with a launch tube for guided hypersonic missiles.
Even though from the outside it doesn't look like it's very different than what we fielded, 40 years ago, on the inside, it's completely different.
Another technology that's been included in the Abrams of the future is electric propulsion. Instead of traditional internal combustion engines, this beauty uses electric motors, giving it greater power and acceleration with less weight and mass. This also helps to reduce its noise and thermal signatures, making the Abrams X the stealthiest tank on the battlefield. The latest version of the Challenger 3 has also followed in the footsteps of its big brother and acquired truly impenetrable protection. In addition to graphene and nanofiber coverings, laser absorption systems, reactive armor, and protection against nuclear and chemical weapons, the tank is also equipped with a laser armor complex. No, it's not some kind of force field like you see in science fiction movies, but a completely real installation on the tank's roof. And it's capable of destroying any passing projectiles, missiles, mines, or drones in a matter of seconds. Plus, the system has unlimited ammunition, with each shot costing about $100.
Because when that first laser, the Sapphire laser was demonstrated to be able to make short pulses, 60 femtosecond pulses, nobody understood the mechanism.
Now it's up to the enemy to figure out how it's going to attack a tank that can defend against any modern weapon imaginable. The fantastic trio of the Panther KF51, the Abrams X, and the Challenger 3 may be joining the ranks of the Ukrainian army very soon. And once they fully replace their earlier versions that are already on the battlefield, all the enemy will be able to do is run. And with that, our videos come to an end. We'd love to see your likes and comments about what you've seen today. Have a good one, everybody, and see you soon.